So over the years, when I get literature, I've gotten all these records, and I've never really explored them. Always wanted to do it, and now we're gonna show everybody what's on them.
Yeah, no, it's fun. We got this old projector.
Yeah.
Everything, it works great. Automatically advances the film.
Yeah, it's a deluxe, because the ones that weren't deluxe, you had to manually click the button.
Cadillac Motor Car Division, Detroit, Michigan. Gentlemen, 3 months ago, I finally made it. After a lifetime of wishing I could own a Cadillac, I purchased a 1966 convertible from my nephew, a college student and very careful driver. After driving the car for 3 months, I discovered that it needed an engine overhaul. This engine has only 89,000 miles on it, and the 2 previous owners are known to me personally. Yet, the dealer refuses to give me a break under the powertrain warranty, which came out only 1 year after this car was first sold. Needless to say, I am very disappointed in your vaunted Cadillac car and also your bravado Cadillac service. Very truly yours.
Dear sirs, am writing in regard to a service salesman named Gene at Merriweather Cadillac, who told me my PCV valve should be replaced every time the oil is changed. But the owner's manual says it should be done only every 12,000 miles. Would you explain this, and also why my car is so hard to start? Very truly yours, Louisa May Harkness.
Mr. Edward N. Cole, President, General Motors Corporation, so on. Dear Mr. Cole, as a third-generation user of General Motors products and a heavy GM stockholder, it gives me considerable pain to write you about my experience with one of your Cadillac dealers. Let me begin with a battery they ruined by crushing the terminals when removing it from the car.
Dear sirs, am writing again to tell you I made a mistake about Gene and the PCV valve. After you wrote Merriweather Cadillac about my letter, they called me and I got out the work order, all of which I keep on file. And sure enough, Gene had said it was necessary to clean the PCV, not change it every time they drain the oil. So the $2.40 charge is okay. However, I'm still having trouble starting the car. Gene said to kick the accelerator real hard before trying to start it, and if it still gave me trouble, to just lay back and kick the heck out of it 2 or 3 times. Is this normal? Sincerely, Louisa May Harkness.
Gentlemen, enclosed, please find a copy of the insulting letter I received from my Cadillac dealer after he found out that I wrote you about the poor service and lack of courtesy. The Cadillac name has always stood for prestige and the utmost in responsible workmanship until now. And I am at a loss to understand this kind of abuse to an owner whose company buys 3 new Cadillacs a year.
Dear sirs, am writing in regard to a service manager named Lou at Merriweather Cadillac. He agreed that there was something wrong with my starter and took care of it. And you have no idea what a joy it is to talk to a serviceman like that. I thought you'd like to know how it all turned out. Thanks to Lou at Merriweather Cadillac. Very truly yours, Louisa May Harkness.
Mr. J.M. Roach, Chairman, General Motors Corporation, so on and so on. Dear Mr. Roach, my wife's 1970 Cadillac was materially damaged while she and our children were vacationing at Green Lake Mountain. The nearby Cadillac dealer at King City was unable to complete the repairs as they had the needed quarter panel back ordered. However, they contacted our selling dealer here in Gardensburg, and between the 2 dealers and the zone office, the part was quickly located and dispatched to King City Cadillac, who finished the job of getting my family home with a minimum of inconvenience. We think this kind of service is superb, and I thought you'd be happy to know that, in our opinion, Cadillac still makes them like they used to, products and people. Nobody will ever sell my wife any car but a Cadillac. And you can mostly thank the service-minded people at those two dealerships for that kind of owner relations. They made it happen. Very truly yours.
Now, why did he have to go and write somebody in Detroit about it? Just to make us look bad, like we didn't know how to take care of our own problems? All they do is shove it back on us anyhow, with this complaint form that doesn't tell nothing but his side of it. Then we got to get a hold of the customer again and go up to him and smile at him just like he hadn't been cutting us up in those letters to Mr. Lonely Hearts up at the factory. You feel like giving him a big smile, all right? I remember this guy, Mr. Robert Sengalov. His connecting rod went out right after he got the car, way back early last year. We replaced it for him. Then he comes back in here at about 400 miles complaining about this number one here, lifter noise. And he's been on us about it ever since. And now, 20,000 miles later, he blows his head and writes Detroit and throws in his other stuff to really lay the curse on us. Erratic engine performance and carburetor problem. Excessive fuel consumption. And look at this one. Oh, left rear window inoperative. Now, you know that's got to be pure spite. And what do they know about that up in Detroit? They never even met Robert Sengalov. I say the answer to this owner relations stuff is let the people that understand how to take care of the customer do the job, and everybody else lay off. Robert Sengalov is our customer, and we'll handle him. And if he writes any more letters like that, I will be very surprised.
Now, Terry, I've got a very simple philosophy about owner relations. As long as you remember it, you'll be all right with me. Terry, owner relations, like everything else, is a two-way street. You got your part to do, and the owner's got his. He's a man just like you, so live and let live. Fair is fair, and right is right. Understand? You treat the owner right, and he treats you right. And if the owner gets mad and wants to start something, just keep remembering that it takes two to tango. And that's all there is to the mysterious business of owner relations. Any questions?
What's a tango, Mr. Howard? Our owner relations are taken care of by the service department. After all, they're the ones who deal with the owners. Up here in sales, we deal with prospects. Talk to the service manager. I leave all that owner relations action to my service salesman until I get one of these complaint forms from the zone. Service salesman's a key guy anyhow. Talk to them.
Don't bother me now about owner relations. Can't you see I'm working my tail off being nice to customers?
Owner relations? What's that?
I don't think they have any around here.
And who are you?
I'm an owner.
I'm the dealer, and I'm going to fire everybody, including myself. Maybe.
Certainly I know what consumerism means. It means the customer today is so hard to please, you might as well stop trying. It means that when he scratches his new car's fender in a parking lot, he wants it fixed under the warranty. It means that if you look cross-eyed at him, he's going to go home and write the factory a letter with copies to his congressman and all the newspapers in town. Consumerism means the price is too high, the job wasn't done right, and it took too long to do it. That's what it means.
Dear sirs, I do not understand what a customer has to do to get justice. After I wrote you the full details of my troubles with your dealer in this city, Mr. Perini of your owner relations department sent me a letter saying that all such transactions are between the dealer in his capacity as an independent merchant and his customers. If I could transact business with this dealer satisfactorily, why would I write to you in the first place? Where does a customer go to get justice?
Ah, yes. But the best is getting worse. 5 years ago, 64% of our service customers thought we were good at getting their service problems taken care of the first time around, and we thought that was dangerous. Now, only 49% think so. That's a change which speaks for itself. 70% of all our customers who get mad enough to write somebody about their great dissatisfaction do not ever buy a Cadillac from that dealer again. 70%. Yes, the Cadillac customer writes more letters in anger than he used to. Yes, he expects and demands more than he did in the 1960s. Yes, he's more knowledgeable about the warranty and everything else. And he's more insistent and pressing and sometimes unreasonable. Yes, he's taken note of the public clamor on behalf of the consumer. All of this has happened to him and changed him. So that when we meet him in the service department or anywhere else, he's not exactly as he was. But you know that. And you could not expect him to be. So perhaps the answer is not that we've changed for the worse, but simply that we've not changed at all, or not changed enough. Not enough for the 1970s. The survival kit of the 1970s in our business will have to be packed with more good owner relations in it than anything else. And what's new about the owner relations of the 1970s? Nothing. Not one solitary thing that you don't know already. Not a single new principle or fundamental. Nothing to learn, nothing to invent. So what are we talking about? Making it happen. Applying it. Putting owner relations into deeds and words all around the dealership. Making up our minds that owner relations cannot be left to chance or good intentions. Remembering that every man the customer talks to or sees or does business with is to him, at that moment, Cadillac itself.
What happened to the woman?
No single department can make owner relations work as it should, but any single individual can make it fail. Not only by the way we treat one particular customer, but by the way he sees us treat other customers and other employees. There is no way to list all of the things that go into good owner relations, and no need, for you know them already. You know that the customer wants a pleasant, cheerful, courteous atmosphere in the service reception area, expects prompt and considerate attention when he arrives there, believes that Cadillac service ought to be the best anywhere in the world. You know he's going to be a happier customer if you take time to talk about his service problems with him, to review the service that was performed, explaining what was done, to call him up several days later to ask if the service was satisfactory. You know that the customer wants to have confidence in his dealership, in the salesman who sold him the car, and in the whole service department. And you know what it takes to give him that confidence, or to help him find it, if it's been misplaced.
Mr. G.R. Elgis, General Manager, Cadillac Motor Car Division, Detroit, Michigan. Dear Mr. Elgis, in these trying times, people are so often taken advantage of, and more often than ever, we're on our guard and ready to complain. 10 years ago, we purchased a 1960 Coupe de Ville. Lately, I've had a little trouble with the automatic seat control switch, and finally decided to take it to an authorized Cadillac serviceman. Here I want to mention the honesty and sincerity of a very fine young man, Mr. Gary Thompson, shop foreman for Countryman Cadillac in Los Gatos, California. He explained the situation to me, took time to show me the problem, plus stated a reasonable cost for repair. Later, he referred me to a fine, honest salesman, Mr. Melvin Smith, and I can assure you that when we're ready for a new car this fall, we will certainly go to Bob Jones Countryman Cadillac. Their employees' honesty, fairness, and sincerity speaks well for Cadillac and helps restore faith in humanity. Most sincerely,
Dear Sirs, well, here I am again. Am writing in regard to a man named Merriweather at Merriweather Cadillac. Perhaps you recall the situation about my car being hard to start, which Lou took care of all right. But then Mr. Merriweather sent me a bill for a new starter, which I thought...
Oh, very interesting now.
A lot of angry customers.
Well, lots of customers angry. Do you think that woman, maybe Lily Tomlin might have listened to her voice and one ringy-dingy came out of that?
Quite possibly. Quite possibly.
Wow, I wouldn't think that I would see something like this. Okay, well...
No, it's interesting to see these things addressed that you don't even think about.
Right. I wouldn't think Cadillac would put this out, but, there's a lot of great information here for everyone.
No, it's a little bite out of history, a little piece of time.
And it seems this is a 1971 service. There it is, Josh.
Oh, yeah.
All right?
Yep.
So, it almost seems like it should be 60s, and we're into the 70s already, and we're doing film strips with records in the 70s.
Yeah. No, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, it is.
It is fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So we're off to the next one.
That's right.
We have a few random ones picked out, and
we just thought it'd be fun to sit back, take a look, and share them with everyone. And
that's right. And pretty soon, lunch and beer will be here.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, right. Okay. At Caddy Daddy Presents, it's all about giving back. Please enjoy the video of the Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Helena and Calistoga. Donate by clicking the link in the video description.